Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting into today's top stories, Jackie Arreola, owner-principal of Jacqueline Arreola LLC, was among the 10 honorees selected by the Quarter Business Journal for the publication's 2022 Women of Influence Awards. The ceremony was held in Cedar Rapids in November. The award then, on its 18th cycle, is meant to recognize 10 women who have made a difference in the corridor as role models and leaders in their fields and community, according to a CBJ statement. Arreola, a community advocate and business owner, said she hoped the honor inspired others like her. "We don't give ourselves enough credit, especially females, especially Latinas," she said. "There's a term in Spanish which means if you're quiet, you look more beautiful, which goes totally against my nature." By getting her success into the spotlight, Arreola said she aimed to fight against the expectation of silence. That said, cultural issues don't come exclusively from within the Latino community. They also come from others' perceptions. While many Latino people are successful, Arreola said their work often went unrecognized. "We have so many business owners here in Washington that are not Anglo and they're doing amazing things," she said. "But then we don't celebrate them, we don't hear their stories. It is great to be recognized, to hear the positive news because we don't hear the news very often." Beyond mere admission of their success, Arreola said Latin Americans were often subject to negative stereotypes, often related to crime and illegal immigration. Awards like the one from CBJ have the potential to change the narrative, according to Arreola. The Mount Pleasant City Council approved a contract with Municipal Pipe and Tool for Henry Street Sewer. The intent of this contract is to line approximately 300 feet of sanitary sewer under the West Henry Street reconstruction project. The approximate cost is $19,275 to get out from underneath the new concrete we will have, City Administrator Brent Schleisman said. Mayor Steve Brimhall also read a resolution reappointing Schleisman to serve as the city representative on the Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Commission. Henry County Roads Department receives approval for Iowa Avenue bridge replacement and prepares for a winter storm. According to County Engineer Jack Hotchkiss, the bridge on Iowa Avenue is located just east of Old 218 north of Salem Stub. Residents might know this bridge as the bridge on Iowa Avenue over Fish Creek. The funding agreement allows us to use 80% federal funds to build the bridge, Hotchkiss said of the agreement approval. The letting will be early spring with construction anticipated for late summer/fall. According to Hotchkiss, the project consists of replacing the existing bridge with a twin box concrete culvert. A round of county staff swore their oaths for terms starting in 2023 at a Board of Supervisors meeting Thursday morning in Washington. The list includes re-elected office holders and appointed personnel to the positions of county supervisor, treasurer, deputy treasurer, recorder, and attorney. Each begins their next term January 1st, 2023. Festive window displays line the square in Mount Pleasant this holiday season. Southeast Iowa Realty decorated their window in a traditional Christmas tree theme with a unique addition. Peering through the window, one can see a Lego Christmas village on display. Not only that, the Realty company also ran a contest for the best guess for how many Lego pieces it took to create the village. Swaylin Henderson submitted the closest guess with 13,626, while the actual count came in at 13,730. Henderson's grand prize consisted of a Lego Holiday Main Street set. Jefferson Antique Mall decorated their storefront with their best vintage decor throughout their main windows. Classique Design took a more traditional approach as well, with a twinkling white Christmas tree displayed in their window. Within Grace's Boutique's decorations beside a bench make for a perfect seasonal picture opportunity. The Mount Pleasant Main Street Art Center displays a local take on holiday cheer. With the impending retirement of the beloved music directors Marlene and Jim DePriest, the Art Center board worked together to create something to honor them. This year, the DePriest helped bring Christmas to town as the lighted parade grand marshals. According to Laura Lee Miller, the unique display of two band uniform Christmas trees was a group effort. Some businesses like U.S. Cellular, Trace Tacos, and Miss K's opted to paint festive displays on their windows. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for obituaries. Richard Long passed away on December 20th at the age of 75. Arrangements are pending at Gold Funeral Home. Richard Stephen Lindell of Mount Pleasant passed away on October 23rd at the age of 80. Celebration of life will be held at 2 p.m. December 27th at Calvary Baptist Church in Mount Pleasant. Linda J. Stropes of Mount Pleasant passed away on December 19th at the age of 76. No services will be held at this time. Olson Powell Memorial Chapel is in charge of the arrangements. Sarah E. Swift of Salem passed away on December 13th at the age of 68. A celebration of life will be held at 11:30 a.m. December 28th at the Salem's Friends Church in Salem. Murphy Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Arreola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. Hope you're all staying safe and warm from the snow. The snow this morning will taper off this afternoon, but it will remain cloudy. Areas of blowing snow will remain. The high is just -1 degrees and the winds are from the northwest at 20 to 30 miles an hour. We can expect 1 to 3 inches of snow. Tomorrow it will be mostly cloudy and windy. Blowing snow will create local ground blizzards. The high will be 1 and winds will stay at 25 to 35 miles an hour. On Saturday, mostly sunny skies with gusty winds, which will continue to kick up some snow. The high will be 10 and the winds will be 20 to 30 miles an hour. Things will start to get better on Sunday. It will be mostly sunny skies with a high of 12, and winds will slow down to 10 to 15 miles an hour. The decent weather will continue into Monday with some sun in the morning with increasing clouds during the afternoon. The high will be 21, and winds will be 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're going to take another brief break, and when we come back, we will have sports. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
The only unbeaten team left in Southeast Conference play had its perfect run come to an end in the most heartbreaking of fashions on Tuesday night. Burlington's Christos Konstavelos launched a three-pointer from the corner after an inbounds pass from just half court found him with just enough space to sink the shot at the horn and deliver the Panthers a 56-54 loss. Mount Pleasant had just taken the lead with Peyton Hagens made both ends of a 1-1 to take the game from a 53-52 deficit to a 54-52 lead. Burlington called timeout with just 2.7 seconds left and the ball behind half-court line. Hagens finished the game with 19 points to lead the Panthers. Mount Pleasant held Burlington's leading scorer, Marquise Lewis Jr., to 17. The loss pushed Mount Pleasant back to 5-3 overall and 3-1 in the SEC. They are tied at the top with Burlington and Washington, with Fairfield being just one game back at 2-2. Mount Pleasant will be back in action on January 2nd when they host New London. Last season, in the final game before Christmas break, Washington headed down to Fort Madison and walked out with a loss. Things changed this time around as Washington welcomed the Bloodhounds into their house and handed them their fifth loss of the season, 57-37. AJ Six finished with 17 points in the win, Aiden Six followed with 12, and Avery Six added 11. The Demons moved to 4-4 overall and 3-1 in Southeast Conference play. Washington will not be back in action until they host Fairfield on January 6th. The Mount Pleasant girls basketball team was flying around the court on Tuesday night as the Panthers disrupted the Burlington Greyhounds to the tune of just 13 allowed points. The Panthers led start to finish in an impressive 49-13 home win, Mount Pleasant's third straight in league play. Mount Pleasant's defense nearly broke the school's record for fewest points allowed in a game. The current record is 12 points, but a Greyhound three-pointer in the final 2 minutes kept Burlington above 12. Andrea Laprieto led Mount Pleasant with 16 points, Scholl scored 11, Andy Scott had 6. The win took Mount Pleasant to 4-6 overall, but also 3-1 in conference play. Through 4 games in the SEC, the Panthers are in a 3-way tie at the top with Keokuk and Fort Madison. Mount Pleasant will now head into winter break before coming back to play New London on January 2nd. Washington battled for as long as it could on Monday night in Fort Madison. The Demons battled through and were never down and out, but they didn't have enough to top the Bloodhounds, falling 52-46. Washington moves to 5-3 overall in the season and 2-2 in Southeast Conference play. The Demons will be back in action after Christmas break against Fairfield on January 6, 2023. That is the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your News Break, and I will see you next time.